So a little while back, Kyle, this guy right here, reached out to us in regards to a brand new front splitter for his Time Attack Supra. For those of you who don't know, he was running the Spage front splitter and ended up completely demolishing it after crashing into a tire wall that I think was Road Atlanta. And that was the Spage front splitter, which we actually developed here at Verus Engineering. So he figured, you know what, why not go back to the source? Because the thing is Verus Engineering as a company has learned a lot since the development of that first front splitter, the Spage. And we figured, why not take this opportunity to create something bigger and badder than we've ever done before.
Okay, so I guess I can show, oh yeah, I might need to restart my computer.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah, so this is, I mean, it's for any Supra, but this is our CFD model of Kyle's Supra. We're working on a new, I guess, name TBD higher downforce carbon splitter for the Supra. This is very much like a Time Attack track car part, not so much targeted at the street car market, but yeah, we're working on a carbon splitter for the Supra. So this is kind of the initial rough model of the splitter, the scan. You can remove the bumper scan, and this is the kind of front crash support structure mounting. We're looking to mount the splitter entirely using a machine set of mounts that replaces this factory crash bar mounting. The goal is to get rid of this lower crash bar. We're kind of playing around with this mount where it can be reintroduced if it proves necessary, but we might be able to just get rid of it entirely. So this is, I guess, a prototype splitter. It's about a third of the whole splitter. It's 4 separate prints or something all glued together. Nothing too wild. But yeah, this kind of, don't worry about that little guy right there. One of the kind of cool features of the splitter is it's actually, the whole bottom surface is an airfoil shape. It's not just a flat surface. So it's a little bit more complicated than what we've normally done in the past. This is just all sectioned out because we're gonna have to do some trimming on the auxiliary heat exchanger bracket and do a coolant line reroute to make this fit, but we haven't done that yet, so we just notched the diffuser so that we could test fit it for the time being. But this is the machined quick disconnect bracket that will be fastened to the splitter, and then this is the other half of it that will mount to the frame rail up here and to the subframe down at the bottom.
We able to put this on?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So the idea is, it's kind of still a bit of a work in progress, but the idea is that the splitter can just kind of go up to the car and click into place.
Hey, what's up everyone? We are here at Matt's desk, and we are currently doing more work on the relocation of the V1X wing. And we had just gotten finished scanning all of the inside of the, what did you scan? The trunk and then
the trunk floor area.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, Matt, you want to tell us all about why we're doing that?
And we've got this new carbon splitter that we're working on, and I guess the short version of it is that this splitter produces a ton of downforce, like way more than our high downforce splitter. So obviously we have the V1X wing kit for the Supra. It's great, but it's set up more for like the high downforce splitter and other similar splitters to that, and it's just not gonna cut it for the carbon splitter. It's not gonna be enough to balance the car. So we've been working on a chassis mount V1X. So this is gonna have brackets that weld to the floor, kind of in the frame rail area in the trunk. And you're gonna have to cut some slots in the hatch, and the wing uprights will pass right through the hatch. So for a reference, this is the current sort of off-the-shelf V1X kit that we sell, and this is what we've got for the chassis mount V1X. So it's a lot wider. The off-the-shelf V1X is 1650 millimeters. This is as wide as we can make a V1X at 1950, and you can see that it's a little bit higher and it's quite a bit further back as well. If we ignore like body interaction or whatever, the wing's going to make the same sort of downforce regardless of where it's placed. That's a huge generalization, but so if you make the same force but you push it further back, it kind of helps balance out the splitter forces. So this is kind of the whole wing assembly. This is the scan that we did inside the floor. So we've got some plates that weld into the floor here, and these two-piece uprights. So this will allow you to unbolt the wing and take the wing element and these kind of upper uprights off, and then you'll be able to still open the hatch as you normally would.
Is that a roll of 3M tape in there?
Yep, that's because this is the manufacturing assembly, not the CFD one. So it's got all the hardware in there. It's got the roll of tape for the gurney that comes with it.
Is the 3M tape welded to the floor as well?
I think we're just going to use some riv nuts and bolt the tape down to the floor that way this time.
Gotcha.
Maybe if we ever come out with a higher downforce package, we might need to weld the tape to the floor.
Oh, what's that on the end there?
Oh, yeah, that's the new end plates. Whoa, check that out.
In front of you, you see our widest V1X available, 1950 millimeters. This is our first chassis mounted Supra V1X. It is substantially larger than our off-the-shelf V1X, which mounts to the trunk. We wanted to go to chassis mount because this is gonna make more downforce. Kyle also doesn't want to mount to the trunk because he's had issues with the ripping off in the past. And finally, there's a possibility that a dual element may come to fruition. So we took the time and effort and made a chassis mounted kit that will actually withstand that kind of downforce if a dual element becomes a thing. All right, so we got Kyle's Supra here. It's been here since Saturday night. Worked on it all day Sunday, worked on it today pretty much all day. We're finalizing the front splitter mounting, so we have two chassis mounts in the center, but because of all the diffuser tunnel and craziness going on in this right here area, this is a little bit weak. So it's moving a little bit more than we like, so we're doing some splitter ties through the car. Actually did like a steel bar to the crash beam and then welded it all up and then got some some of our clevises that go through. This is actually a sensor hole. So I just drilled it out bigger, and I'm trying to finalize that so that I can finish the splitter and he can come pick it up today or tonight so that he can drive it back to Chicago, get it finished, and then ready for Super Lab battle. So trying to finish this up. I got like half an hour, so I need to get Alex out of my face so I can finish it. And it is turning out well though, so I'm excited about that. But I'm just ready to be done working on the ground and get back to regular business at this point, because I got other things I got to do. So next time you'll see this car, full aero kit will be on it, and he'll be shaking it down. Unfortunately, that will be a shakedown at Super Lab battle. We were trying to get some testing here at Putnam before, but things didn't work out the way we were hoping, so it's going to be shaken down at the racetrack.